version of the Sister Wives.
Oh, sorry. I just actually started recording when you talked about male version of Sister Wives. So, welcome to Harambedome. We're talking
Oh,
about
thanks for
Sister
our
Wives over
guest.
here. And
Our
first and
guest right now,
foremost,
starting it off.
our very, very patient, loyal, humble guest who we spent no money to get on last minute. Please introduce
Yeah,
yourself,
right.
James Wardle.
Yeah, James Wardle. I deserve
James
fucking
Wardle.
money for this.
Here's what I'll give you instead.
King of the West. Or what
King of the
division
West.
you in?
What? Yeah, I am in the West. Somehow I always end up in the West. I think our commish has some deal.
Well, don't pretend you don't like it. You
Dude,
know
you
you
just
love the
be
West.
tossing up that West Coast gang sign, dog.
Only on
Lights,
Hoover Street.
Karama, Action,
He's teaching your children,
Jackson.
ladies and gentlemen.
Lights, camera. Oh, that I get it. Because he's got a camera. He's holding a camera. That's what it is. Okay.
Oh shit, dude! I
Yeah.
never.
Because you see it. It says
Oh my
Lights,
god, I feel
Camera,
so
Action,
dumb.
Jackson.
Oh my god, I'm so fucking dumb.
But I think it's an E, not an A, for that middle A there that you have. It's like vacuum with an R.
What?
It's like vacuum with an
Yeah,
R.
that's that's true.
What the fuck do you guys? Why'd you show up late to start it like this?
Hey, let's start with actually this. How are you feeling about seeing Tim this weekend?
This
Pumped.
has nothing
I
to do with
can't wait.
fantasy.
I'm sorry.
I
He used to
prefer
play
not
in the
to
league.
speak
I'm
about
referring
this.
to an old league member, so.
Yeah, a league member that has some.
King of the trades.
Jordan, don't let Ted scare you with his little comment about our Shakaroni segment not being
No,
about fully fantasy.
I'm thinking about everything now that we speak about, because if Ted's pissed about it, that's an issue. Hey, are our levels leveled? Did you make sure that our
No, I
audio
didn't.
here is?
But let's
Of course.
do that.
Might
Oh
want
yeah,
to just
Fucking
Wardle's
of course.
Wardle so far has definitely been blowing JB's eardrums out. So let's fix that for
Woo!
JB live.
Yeah, you might want to fix that before we get.
User volume.
Which rightfully so. I think that's a valid.
Oh, I don't. No, it's definitely valid. Wardle, say something.
Hello.
Say it again, but like normal voice.
at a normal
At a
volume.
normal tone.
Hello? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be talking like this. What the fuck do you want?
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
but now
Looks good. I
say
mean,
it
it
with
looks
the
good to me.
Italian accent that you usually speak with.
Hey, yo. I'm making the pizza.
There we go.
Jordan, you say something.
I'm speaking.
Oh, I definitely got you.
Speaking into a
I
mic.
definitely got you a little low. Here
Are
we
we
go.
doing this fucking
Try
live?
again. Yeah,
Fuck
this is
it, we'll
live.
do it live.
There you go.
Fuck it.
All right, we're good. Looks like we're good.
Nice.
All right, so hey, before we get started, let's delay talking about fantasy again, just to ask
You know
Wardle
I
real
have to
quick.
leave early, right?
No, I know, but this is gonna be quick because you've been very quiet about this. What's your opinion on the whole Loesch flight thing? Because you've been oddly quiet and not participating in democracy, might I add.
Okay, so might I say this? We're in the middle of contract negotiations on this documentary. We're trying to get the ball rolling. There's NDAs, there's contracts. We got Chris Hansen on the line. We're trying to figure it all out. He said he doesn't want to do it if Sean's still on the podcast because there's some overlap in his old show and Sean. Lots of stuff going on, lots of moving pieces.
Yeah.
All I need to know is once we get this documentary going, where are the flight logs?
Yeah, no, that's a
Thank you.
very valid. That's a valid
And a
question.
random question: do the flight logs have anything to do with Malaysian Airlines? I don't
Ooh.
know, Loesch. You tell us what happened.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
a fair
until I
point.
see something, I'm still of the mindset that he was not on a flight. He made up this lie despite being easily provable that he's lying.
Well,
I don't really have an issue either way if he auto drafted or not, but it's just the fact that now he's lying to us about sorry boys, was on a flight. No you weren't. No you weren't.
it's also why why offer up evidence that's so easy? Even he said it was so easy to just prove it. Just prove it.
Exactly.
Where are the
Yeah,
emails?
he did.
Yeah, where's anything? And now we're at 7 days later and still nothing. So
Did he
I will
delete his emails? We don't know.
he might have. He might have wiped it like with a cloth.
I think so.
or a rag, whatever whatever the quote is.
I mean, we'll see in the coming days what happens, but I think the worst is here. I think he lied and well, only time will tell what happens to him for it. So
Yeah.
So, can I ask a very smooth brain question right now?
of course we love
Yes.
those questions. That's all we can really handle.
As smooth brained as I am, can I get an inkling on what JB's name means?
I would love to know the same
Saint
thing.
Saint Camillus de Lillis is the patron saint of like banging dudes or something like that.
Oh, I really thought you were going somewhere with that for a second.
I thought you were gonna actually say something. Do we
My
know
No,
what
I
this
did.
is?
I did look it up. He is a patron saint. Canonized 4 days later. He's the patron saint of the sick, hospitals, nurses, and physicians. His
Oh, okay.
assistance is also invoked against gambling.
So JB's got some demons, is
There
what
you
you're
go.
telling me.
That's fantasy's bringing out some bad
Allegedly.
stuff.
Yep.
I mean, he's already made 2 trades this year. Who knows? He could be the me of last year with trades.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
don't think anybody's gonna
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, let's not get carried
defeat
away now.
your.
I need to see
All
how
right,
many
let's
I
get
made
this
last
started.
year.
I need to see the
Let me
energy,
see.
Sean.
Oh, I know. I'm so
You took too
sorry.
fucking long getting here.
Yeah, I do want to publicly
Wait,
apologize for robbing the viewers and listeners' time with Wardle because he has to leave early and that wouldn't have happened. So yeah, I'll front that. That's on me. That's on me.
and by doing
But
this, you're just continuing to take time
continuing to
away.
take time. Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'm doing it on
But let's
purpose.
not get into it too fast. How have
All
y'all days been?
right,
Like,
let's
what have you
turn
guys
let's
been up
turn
to?
to the power rankings because we didn't hit that segment last week, so we'll add on a segment that wasn't already on. And let's discuss how we feel about them.
I feel like you should have included the beginning of the year power rankings
Here we
in
go.
the first weeks
Here
to
we
see
go.
the change.
Thank you.
That's what I feel.
Yeah,
Well,
I agree.
you know what? How about the current ones that we're on right now?
Yeah, no, I get that, but I feel like you're kind of dodging your bad takes
I mean,
with
did
like
we
the
even did I
prior
don't even think
year,
I
the
posted a
draft. Oh,
graphic.
I don't know what Wardle's team's even gonna look like. All his players are old.
Hold on.
Blah
Well,
blah blah.
I did make bad takes on the pre-pod, but I never actually released my own rankings. Jordan sent his in.
I want it to be known that the acceptance of D Hop on JB's team pales in comparison to the shit I got last year for drafting him.
Who's
I,
accepting that he's got D Hop?
Well,
Is
not
he
he doesn't
anymore,
starting?
even
but
have D-Hop.
in that because I actually listened to the podcast, much like you guys like to lie that I don't.
Whoa, whoa. Huh?
I don't
I've
remember.
got the lame stream media here pushing lies.
Listen, there are things that are said in the midst of potting that I just black out and say. So
And
praise
while we're on this topic,
if I praise D Hop, then I guess I did.
No, he
Was it me?
while
normally
we're on this topic,
okay.
what happened to the anti-Varun pod last year?
Oh, you mean like
Which
Jordan's push for anti-Va?
No, we don't remember that podcast where
Oh,
Tucker was on it
yes,
and it was just
yes.
Raylan Va, and then all of a sudden it was gone.
oh yeah, yeah, that pod that allegedly I was out of space on OBS.
Yeah, I
Just
watch that little
bullshit.
red button on the icon now constantly to see make sure it's recording. It scarred me. But yeah, Va got out of some shit from that pod.
He did too. That
We all
was
kind of did.
Pretty
we
much.
ripped him. We ripped Va.
Yeah, well, I'd like to go back into the blackout thing real quick though. Jordan does give me a call about 5 minutes after every pod asking me what we talked about because he says he was blacked out the entire time. So I just want to verify that is true.
No, I believe it because he has the Holy Spirit flowing through him on these pods. He's carrying your ass.
That it's
Oh
fair.
dude,
That's fair.
I levitate at times. It's it's fucking crazy.
All right. Well, how about these current rankings? How do we feel?
I mean, I sent mine in, so I'm comfortable with them. I feel like Lowe's
Matt
is too
went up a
high.
lot.
Well, yeah, when you put up 170, that tends to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do feel like I'm too high because of just the plethora of injuries I'm dealing with, but I'll accept third.
Yeah, I
I
think
think, I mean, I rated you high because I'm also dealing with injuries, and I think a lot of teams are.
Yeah,
So it's kind of like a grab bag of who's going to show up first.
Fair.
Yeah, and I think your team still has good structure with the injuries that you're suffering. Because yours are mainly wide receiver based, right? Cup and Brown.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think your wide receivers are still okay. So, no, I like your team. I think Wardle's team does belong up top. I think Tux does belong at the bottom, even though any of the three at the bottom could be relatively interchangeable, to be honest. But
I think I had Tuck kind of higher, didn't? Oh no, I had him at 8th.
yeah, Loesch's team. Look, so he maybe like I put him at 7, and I meant that because I think his team is similar to mine, kind of fraudulent. Like I could easily be 0-2. I have the lowest points for in the league. I just happened to play Ted, who had a bad week, to get 1-1. So, like as of right now, like Loesch's team is like a bad 2-0 in my opinion. It's not a very good team. I still hold that opinion. He's got some good pieces, and I was dead wrong about Jetta not being able to put up points, but I still don't like his team.
Look at that Jetta performance though. Now Jetta is a person that can get those 98-yard touchdowns, but take away that 98-yard touchdown,
What
and
else did he? Let me see.
you can't because he had it. It happened. Jetta can do that, but I'm not going to sit here and say that Sam Darnold can carry Jetta to performances like that. He had 4 receptions for 133 yards.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, so 90% of that 133 came from a 98-yard touchdown.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think Loesch is about 7. That's where I'd put him. I think not.
I couldn't get the. It's just a bad taste in my mouth to put him anywhere above 7.
Oh yeah, especially
Yeah.
with the auto
Just
drafts.
the auto draft is what ruins it.
Like I told him, up until week 4, I will have him at 10th ranked because he's an auto draft scum. After week
I
4,
do
his
love Ramondre
probation
though.
period is done. Ramondre's been getting work.
I love that. I was skeptical. I've had him 2 years in the past. He was almost a mascot character for my team. Sad I didn't get him this year.
I mean,
Well,
dude,
he's
holy
Might
shit!
have
performing.
to
I
make
He's
a
good.
trade.
didn't realize he was getting 20 plus carries in both the first games. That is electric.
No, they run, and
I
Antonio
didn't realize
Gibson's
he'd
getting
bounce
carries.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll give credit on that. That's definitely a good player.
For
Anytime
sure.
you're getting volume like that for your running back.
Real good on Loesch to draft him. Oh wait, he didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't.
Yeah, I don't give. Yeah, exactly. We can't give Loesch any credit here because he did nothing. So good pick, Watson.
Yeah, exactly. Good pick, Watson. And I mean, what do we put? Do we put if the unthinkable were to happen and Loesch won with an auto draft team? Do we put Loesch/Watson on the trophy?
We don't even put
Yes.
Loesch. We put Watson.
Yeah, I think we put Watson. I think we won to the computer.
I would
Luckily,
Maybe
we
we
say
just
I'd
don't.
put
say that's probably
AI
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
or
luckily
the
we don't got to
Terminator.
worry about that. But
because especially if he doesn't touch the team that much between now and the end, that's exactly what the computer does on an auto draft. If you just have like a computer sitting there, so that would be like Watson winning the league.
well, I
Yeah,
guess he did have a trade already. So
he did,
or
but
two.
again, you have to see how much he moves around with it. If it's only a couple moves, I'd say that's mainly Watson.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still of the belief of the belief. Sorry. Oh my gosh, my voice. That this is a Watson team. This isn't Loesch's team.
Yeah, no, I agree. In fact, I could change the rankings right now and just put Watson. Auto draft,
Next week.
yeah.
Next week. Next week.
Okay, I'll put Loesch/Watson. Okay, all right. Well,
You
let's.
have terrible control over this whole league. I say you just change his team name to Watson.
Oh, that's actually that's a good idea. We could put a poll up in the chat for that to be his punishment.
I would vote. I would finally take part in democracy at that point.
Well, we'll see when the pod comes out. If the league is interested, we'll see if it comes up. But let's move into, for the sake of Wardle's precious time, let's move into the winners and losers of the week. So, Wardle, you're our lovely guest. Hit us with your winner.
I mean, I want to vote for myself, but I can't get past this amount of points. 170 fucking points.
Yeah.
The Lions are frauds. Goff overpaid. Perfect team name. 170 points. Beating dad's ass. That's wild.
That is, especially because we had Dad think number 1 last week. I forget where we had Dad.
We had him at 2. We had Wardle at 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of the king of the West.
I guess I could have just looked at these rankings right here. But Fall of Spike stayed steady in the rankings. Interesting. That 170 was great. Nico finally came out like he's supposed to. Trey McBride, worth the pick now. Or I
Dude,
guess
and
the keep.
Kyler, the
Yeah,
Cardinals
Kyler.
are looking insane.
Yep. I
James
just
Conner
realized
is like a steady 20 points every year, and I feel
he's
like nobody ever pays attention to it.
no. Well,
No,
especially because I think he's another one of them that, yeah, he's getting 16 carries, 20 carries, 21, I should say.
yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast. I would like to say for Dad's ranking wise, though, I mean, his team did not have what looks like a good week, a 20-point QB, even though that's an upgrade from the week before. But if Joe Burrow could be a consistent guy, like 22, it's like it is what it is. It's average. And then Saquon and Jonathan Taylor neither hit 20, which you expect to happen semi
Those are
consistently.
still good points putting
Good
up
numbers,
for
good numbers,
RB1 and RB2.
but neither
I
exploded,
wouldn't
and they're
be
both
ever be
guys
mad
that
at that.
can. Yeah, and then you had 3
Yeah.
single digit guys. You know, his bottom half there did well because his bottom half is always looking good, and
Sorry?
he got. I mean, so it
Wait,
wasn't like
what?
a stellar week, and he got 116, which is like I felt like my team had like a better week, and it's at 104. So I think Dad's pretty solid in his squad.
Yeah, Reek is not well. Maybe now with Tua being hospitalized for the next couple weeks, Tyreek might give him 5 points again. But I was gonna say Tyreek's not gonna give you 5 points. He just ran into a buzzsaw defense.
Yeah, for sure.
Them
Also,
boys from Buffalo.
just now, plan fell through. I got all the time with you boys now.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
nice.
So let's spend a second. Let's talk about it. How's y'all's days been?
Oh,
Oh man, I'll
Jordan,
tell you,
go first. Go
it's
first.
yeah. Well, I went into the office today. My mandatory 1 time a week, and
Hey, how about you give us your winner of the week, Jordan?
the internet wasn't working. So my winner of the week is, and obviously I'm going to pick myself, but I'm not going to pick myself. I'm going to say our glorious guest, Lights Camara Action.
Hell yeah.
Gotta give it to him. 141.
And I'm gonna win the league.
Yeah, that's not me.
Second highest scorer in the league. Shout out to Alvin Kamara, dog. I don't know what JB did, but these first 2 weeks he gets a Reek nade, and then Alvin Kamara's best game since Christmas. How many years ago?
Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So shout out Kamara. How many touchdowns did he have?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. That shit is
Yup.
insane. The Saints are rolling. Who would have thought that would have happened against Dallas's D?
Yeah, and somehow they still managed positive points. I was happy about that.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I do see that now. Interesting. And the fact that you get the dub off of, I mean, anytime I get less than 20 points from my quarterback, I assume I'm losing that week. So the fact that Lamar has a down week, you still just absolutely crush poor Jay Bizzle. Who
I feel bad doing it with Kamara too, because that was his boy, and with
was,
Jackson, that's been his boy for a few years. I feel like.
yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Do I remember a few years? How many years ago was that when JB swore off Lamar Jackson and then ended up drafting him the next year? Just
I don't
great.
remember that.
Jordan Mason. I might be misremembering things. I'm in blackout state. Jordan Mason comes in for CMC, and you honestly don't lose. I mean, CMC might give you 30 points where Jordan Mason's giving you 20, but shit, for a backup, I'll take that all day.
Yeah,
all
they
day.
run the fuck out of those running backs.
They do, and that O line just opens up those big gaping holes. It's great.
Also, shout out Devin
Yeah.
Singletary because I blasted you for that pick, and he's shaping up.
Why would you doubt Motor?
Yeah,
The
dude, you
V8,
can't doubt Motor.
you can't doubt it.
No,
Motor's always been.
he's balling, man. How do you feel
I've
about the
always been
Kyle
a fan
Pitts
of Motor.
experience?
The Kyle Pitts experience is exactly what I signed up for. I'm full of hope every week. I get disappointed every week. My expectations are in the trash, but I'm too bought in to get rid of him until like week 12.
If you look around the league, though,
I'm going to deal with another 8 weeks of this at least. before I decide maybe it's time to get off the train, and then somebody else picks him up and he scores double digits the rest of the weeks. But that's the
I mean,
Kyle Pitts experience. That's what I signed up for.
take a look though, dog. He's a top 10 tight end. Tight ends around
Yeah,
the
which
league have been
really
kind of low.
Kind of ass.
it's been since last year too, right? Because I feel like before this, tight ends were well, maybe not all of them, but at least the top 5 would give you 15 a week.
Yeah, I saw something recently that in general around the NFL, passing yards and touchdowns are way down. Um, just offense in general is down.
Hmm.
So it doesn't surprise me that the tight ends are taking a big hit from that.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, to your point, I guess like defenses have been scoring a lot more than I've been expecting this year.
Kickers too. Kickers. There's only been 2 missed 50-plus yard field goals, both of them by Justin Tucker.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's insane.
That is. So shout out kickers, dude.
Love some
Big kicker
kickers.
guy here. Big
Big
kicker
kicker
guy
guy.
here.
And speaking of this big kicker guy, he's going to be my winner of the week this week. The Hobblin'
Oh,
Doblin. This guy with an 11-point quarterback. And listen, I actually was watching not the game itself, but just a little like tracker on ESPN, and it was you and Va's game was fun to keep track of. Like it was close between you
Not
guys, and Va
not for
not
me
for
watching
you,
it.
but Va kept inching back, and it looked like it was gonna happen. It really did. It looked like he was
Oh,
gonna
dude, I was
have that with
convinced.
Jalen Hurts because all he needed was just like a couple more first downs, and that was it. And he
Yep.
throws the one thing he really couldn't throw, which was a pick, and sealed the game. But it looked bad for you for a second, and I was like, oh, he must be eating a shakaroni or something because he's all torn up. But no, you
Yeah,
pulled
me
away,
and
man, and that's an impressive one with an 11-point quarterback. 2, 3, 4 other single digits or 4 single digit players and putting up 125 still, and yeah, James Cook carried you, and Doblin
yeah,
carried you. So
yeah. Shout
it,
out to
it's
Doblin. Shout out to Cook.
it's tough to not play Devonte Adams too. That's
that
a
That
is
is.
tough.
that's a tough decision. I mean, I don't know that I would have started him with AJ Brown out, Devonte over Devonte or Wilson or Rice, but probably Rice. But still,
Yeah,
Even
but
if he
still,
puts him over Rice,
that's tough.
that's the win, I think. Or is it
yeah.
not? That's
Yeah, it
three and a
is.
half. What did he lose by 3.5? No, I don't think that would have gotten him the win. I think he's still just
Are
short
we
by
looking
like
Oh
at?
yeah, you showed a point.
by just a little bit. Yeah, not even.
Well,
But
are we looking at the right? I see that he scored 5.5 points more.
in Rashi Rice, I saw 17. Oh, it is 5.5. I guess I just am
Yeah, so he would have
not a
beat me.
math teacher.
None of us do math.
Yeah. So okay, so he would have beat you. Yeah, and that's probably the one that would have
Yep.
that I would have done too. And I learned this lesson at the end of last year too, when I had made the trade for him and he sucked ass. Was you just start him, you just start
You got
Devontae.
to play your studs.
Like
Yeah.
you just start him. So it's just
Which
what
is
it is.
Calvin Ridley a stud?
Um,
No, he's not. I will say Jared Goff. I do want to come in here and defend Goff because despite the 2 interceptions, I did watch the game. He still had over 300 yards. I think those 2 interceptions were one of them was bad. The other one was not that bad. Um, there was some shit that didn't get called that probably should have. I got I got faith. If he turns those 2 interceptions into 2 touchdowns, that's a good week.
yeah, yeah, it's not
So
a
I'll
bad week.
defend
It's
him.
just
I'll
and
defend
Amon-Ra
Goff.
got hobbled up. He had a couple. I mean, Amon-Ra
Yeah.
was like a yard short of the end zone on one, and J-Mo was one tackle away from being in the end zone on a long touchdown. So, I mean, yeah, coulda. But
Yeah, I will say during that Monday night game, me and Vaughn were messaging each other, and I was full pucker, dog. I was very scared, especially after the first touchdown as a pass to Devontae Smith. I'm like, oh, this is fucked. And then the Falcons go on that last 2-minute drive, and I'm thinking, oh, it's gonna be Bijan. He's gonna be getting dump offs, but no, they didn't even. Bijan didn't touch the ball on that last drive.
no, he
So
didn't.
very very happy for that dub. Very happy.
Yeah, that was a good one. So how about we start to transition into our losers of the week? Wardle, what you got?
I, I'm sorry to do this to you, Ted, but it's got to be Ted.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
No.
I was watching. That was the game you guys were talking about watching that Varun Jordan game. I was watching this game. All I was praying for was just Sean starting off the year 0-2, and
Yes.
Joe Mixon getting hurt
Yeah,
just
that's
Oh,
screwed him.
that ruined it for Ted. We were
That is
texting.
he could have easily gotten that point off of Mixon just staying in for another drive.
Yeah.
yeah.
His ankle got worse is what happened. They went taped him up, and then I guess something about like it re-swelling and getting worse after that drive he was back in. They just ended his night. I saw a tweet like I was looking and it was like, oh, I'm seeing some whoever nobody was like, oh, I'm seeing Joe Mixon unwrapping his hands and everything, like taking all of his stuff off, his helmets off, and I was like, oh, thank God. They're like his night's probably over.
I got a
Okay.
report here, a little rumor report from Shefty, saying they might bring in a Jason Nugent to teach him the way of the glass ankle.
Whoa.
Wow, really?
Whoa.
Yeah, yeah,
Shefty's giving you insight like that?
yeah,
Hey, that's good
Dang.
money with a baby on the way. That's good money.
True.
exactly.
That is true.
Not bad. And I hope he
But
teaches him well.
he's gonna take all that money though and put it on at the sports book in Vegas.
He's gonna put it on black.
Yeah, exactly.
But
He
no,
is.
I mean, for Ted, a week where you get Jamar Chase and Rashad White both scoring single digits, you got George Kittle getting you 17, Olave Garden not bringing enough breadsticks and salads, and
Yeah.
then Anthony Richardson is just depressing. But I guess I mean you got the upside of Marvin Harrison. You can start him now.
Over
Yeah.
who? You put him in over Rashad? Although I guess Rashad's gonna be moving to that RB 1-2 slot.
Yeah,
Because
I mean you get
Mixon's
rid of
probably out.
you put Mixon on the bench for a bit and
Yeah, that's true.
throw in White and roll with a
Yeah.
little Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
Most
who looked
definitely.
good in the first quarter.
Yeah, insane. It also insane. I really expected them to keep passing it to him, but that was all first quarter, wasn't it? Or first half.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember because I was watching that game. They were playing the Rams. Bills had already played, so I was peeping my other boys, and I shed a non-white milky tear when Cooper Cup went out with his ankle injury. But yeah, that was all in the
Yeah, he didn't have a
first
catch
quarter or
after that.
first half. No, he did.
Hmm. Well, yeah, it was a rough one, and I was stressing big time too. I was thinking about 0-2 and what would happen. I mean, I needed that one. When you play teams that score low points, you got to be the one who comes out on top, especially if your team is not proven it can score more than 105 or even at 105 yet. You need to get the dubs when you can. So that was a
Yeah,
lucky
you got
one to
kind of a
get.
shit team.
Yeah, it's not looking good so far. It's not looking good so far. And Pacheco,
It's like a real awful team.
Top Keko getting hurt. That was rough too. So I don't want to be the idiot who picked up his replacement because that guy's going to be in a running back committee. So I wasn't even trying to spend money on him. But
You're gonna be the idiot who spends his entire free agent budget on a new tight end every week.
oh, I mean that's the plan. Overspend on every player by about $10.
$45 with most of it, 90% of it going to tight ends.
Yes,
When you have the
yes.
loosest of ends.
Yeah, he
Unfortunately, my
does.
first claim though for my other tight end didn't go through because it was just I thought it was likely I got him, but it turned out it was unlikely because someone bid more.
Yeah, I mean, I told you what you would have to bid. You just didn't want to believe me.
I wouldn't have had to bid that much, but we'll save that for another conversation. How about you give us your loser of the week, Jordan?
Okay, I'm gonna go with, and it's because of a lot of things we were talking about when Sean mentioned his winner of the week. Hate to pour on Vava, but he is going to be my loser of the week because of how close that game was and just the fashion in which he did lose. With DeJounte not getting a single touch on the final drive when they're going 2 minute, you expect them to go to their playmakers, and he's definitely a playmaker, but they just didn't need to go to him because Philly's corners are trash. Yeah, I thought for sure Hurts and Devontae Smith on that last drive would connect for at least a 15, 20-yard pass, and that would have been the end of me. And no, instead, he gets intercepted, and I end up getting a dub, and now my week can be a good week.
0-2 is rough. Even if your team is looking good and you're losing, 0-2 is just rough. Because then you're probably sitting there thinking like, is this just going to be how the year is? Even my team's going to be decent. I'm going to keep losing. Because your team is like, yeah, you would think. I mean, I know you had some single digits in there, but your team I think still looked good. Your running back core is nuts, and you said you were going heavy running back, so looks like
I
it
actually
worked.
said I was going heavy receiver, and I just picked up running backs that in later rounds, which typically I go first few rounds running back. So I'm glad that that worked out. Yeah, I mean, picking up the dubs now, especially with my two big dog receivers hurt, I was just pleading with Harambe that I could get this dub, and thankfully, it was his will.
Your dick was out, wasn't it?
Once or twice.
It always is.
That's true. I do cut holes in all of my shorts. Put a
Huh.
little saran wrap in there like a little window. And then when people look down there, I'm like, hey, my eyes are up here.
Hey, so
That's
listen,
classy.
my loser of the week. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough one. And I don't want to give any credit to who he lost to,
Oh no.
but I'm gonna give the loser of the week to the 0-2. Talking about being in that 0-2 hole early. That EC Breesy cover girl who was ranked low also in the rankings by everybody. So it's the vibe I think is that because JB's team he was ranked at 5 at 0-2, so it shows that I think people think he has a decent team, but he's losing. Tuck, it's looking like people aren't feeling that way so much. That his team doesn't look very good and he's taking L's, and so it's still early, but I mean it's a tough to lose the Roomy Bowl, to lose to an auto drafter, which heck could be me this week. Hopefully that I can hand him his first L, but to lose nonetheless to an auto drafter and uh, his team, I wouldn't say they looked awful. I mean, Drake London got that last touchdown that boosted him at the end. Brees Hall looked like how Brees Hall looks. Jacobs had 17. You can't complain about that. CJ Stroud, I think better weeks might be ahead for him. He's had kind of low, as much as he's been slinging, he's had kind of low numbers. I think it's probably because of the touchdowns, and he doesn't run at all as a quarterback. And then,
Yeah.
That
uh,
Bears defense is good. That Bears team looks great, dude. Caleb Williams.
see what this is what I'm talking about. This is what I mean. You hear that?
Yeah.
All that
And then you
love
got
for them.
Sam Laporta just trashing it
Yeah,
up.
that's rough. That's rough. There have
It's
been
like
now there have been reports
Laporta's
wrong
gonna
coming
be
out
team
porta
about
potty.
acquisition.
there's been reports like people who've been saying that there's no way that JMO and Laporta can both like feast like the way he did last year at tight end with JMO finding like a new role and him feasting to the level that he possibly can. And look, I just want the Lions to win at the end of the day because I have a couple receivers that I can put in place of JMO if he falls off a little. But um, JMO also having a great year, I would not be upset about either. So I don't know if that has to mean the expense at Laporta, but so far it has. Um, but yeah, the rest of his team, Aaron Jones has kind of regressed, even though it's only 2 weeks. You don't know what's ahead. He played San Fran too. It's a good defense, but yeah, I mean it's not exciting for Tuck right now. Not exciting times, but we'll see if it turns around.
He's got that kid coming too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how
I'll
that
also
factors
say
into.
let's not give Loesch too much credit. Not just
No, I
because of
mean
the
it
auto
was a
Oh,
Watson
drafting.
win.
Watson, by the way,
Correct.
Watson,
But
yeah.
not just because of that, but for how many years now, Loesch has been the September champion. So when the wins start actually, like obviously all wins matter, but when the wins start coming down to actually mattering, Loesch is going to choke like he normally does and end up in the loser's bracket again.
That's true. Him having a decent record at the beginning of last year led to this soundbite being created.
And I'm gonna win the league.
And then he
Correct.
lost. And he
Exactly.
also drafted, if you remember a few years back, Cam Newton with the first, I think, pick, and started out like 4-0, 5-0, and then also fell off and didn't make the playoffs that year.
Yeah, that was like one of our
So
first years.
I think that might have been our first year. Yeah. So
Who won that year?
I don't remember. I think that year.
It's been a while. I forget too.
Yeah.
I don't think it even matters at this point.
No, and I think I'd remember if maybe they'd won recently, but I don't think that whoever won
Yeah,
that
that's
probably
true.
hasn't won in a long time.
Or even like been to the championship maybe like 3 more times then.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a losers bracket?
Oh, this guy. This guy. This guy believes that the worst case scenario is your season ending and just having nothing to do for 2 weeks, just playing around.
The worst case scenario is
sixth
getting a
place.
bye week and then just getting smacked every time.
I will say that is like I don't ever want to lose this league ever. But just having nothing to do, at least in the losers bracket, you're kind of like still scared and wanting that win. When you're in the your end of the season position, I guess there's some like bragging rights, like but at the end of the day, you either win or you don't lose, and that's where it's at.
Listen, I got to keep my averages up, all right? I average about third place most years.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if you get third, you'll be
you are
happy.
the
That's what you're
highest.
saying.
I think you are the highest average finishing spot.
He is, yeah. Yeah. Well, how about we transition into our matchups of the week because we got some juicy ones. So Wardle, which one which one's got you salivating the most?
I mean, a lot does. This matchup with Matt, I feel like it's just a little Clash of the Titans going on right now.
It
Yeah,
is.
oh yeah.
I'm gonna self suck and just say me versus
Oh,
Matt.
okay. How do you
I
feel about the matchup?
took some hits. Debo out, sucks to see.
Yeah.
He's a ride or die for me now. No Christian McCaffrey. We are the 49ers locker room here. But I mean, we'll see. We got some additions to the team. See how they go.
Who I guess we'll get into that later about who you added.
I added
Yeah,
that
for
white
sure.
boy.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did.
We'll talk
That
about
white boy you loved.
we'll talk about him.
I didn't even place a bid on him, unfortunately.
You texted me yesterday about how much I'm gonna put on him. I did not expect to win.
He
Oh yeah.
texts
That
me he texts me all the time telling me, "Hey, if you're putting down on this guy, it's going to be this much."
Didn't I?
Huh?
Yeah, because I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know how much you got to spend.
Yeah,
And
well,
when trust me, in a few weeks when my money starts coming back in for my what is it? We get $10 each week in allowance. When my money starts coming back in, I'll start texting you again.
also you get
Oh,
your
no
money
wonder
back if
I
you
was
drop
wondering why
them.
you guys want to be the hosts. You guys get pay in league dollars, don't you?
We do.
We actually do. Yeah, that is a deal that I made with Jordan to keep him doing it. Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
How do you think I'm able to place these fat bids that we'll get into later?
You also get your money back if within 30 days you aren't satisfied with the pickup from the waiver wire. You can
Oh,
drop
really?
them. You can drop them and get your money back.
But because I traded likely, I don't get that money back.
It's likely you don't.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, so
You're in charge of the soundboard. Put a fucking rim shot there. Thank you.
all right. So
That sound effect is called a rim job.
Rim shot, but sure.
Oh.
But yeah, 123 versus 126. I'm a little scared of the Lions are frauds. Goff overpaid. I'll be honest, but I think we can pull the win this week.
Yeah, I'll be paying attention. That you got any you don't have any Jets or no one going on Thursday, right? Jets Patriots.
No.
Yeah.
No, so this is a Sunday game, I think.
and I think an underrated portion of this battle is definitely Zach Moss versus Devin Singletary. I think the battle of the flex running back, because these are two prime flex RBs,
They
starting
also
guys.
they also used to share a backfield in Buffalo.
That's true. Wow, there's a storyline here. I'm interested to
There
see
is.
how that one plays out.
If
100%.
that's how it ends up being, I mean, it changes. We tinker over here, okay?
Oh, here it is. He's gonna
True.
he's gonna ruin the storyline. Here he goes.
Anytime you make a stinker, thou must tinker.
It's true.
That is
100%.
true. That is true.
Dude, what's even crazier is like your QBs. It's like your QB stepped in front of a shrink ray and is now Matt's QB. They got the same
Sure.
haircut.
Yeah, I guess
some
that
other
could
Less
be a
involved in
storyline.
Call of Duty
I
though.
mean, I guess that can
But
get a.
did we talk about the fact that Matt's got like a few more weeks until COD comes out and then he's screwed?
It's true. And this COD, I did play it. The Omni movement, it's ridiculous, dude.
It's gonna take him a couple weeks to learn it, so he's gonna be spending late nights on COD
Yep.
trying to learn all the new movement.
Dude, because
I
if
mean,
you don't,
it's scary.
skill gap, you're gonna be fucked. You gotta put the time in.
Also, I won't lie with this matchup. I'm very excited, and I don't normally say this, but I've also kind of accepted the fate of Wardle's team being good. But I am kind of rooting for the 3-0 because, one, the name that Matt has, but two, if the Lions are frauds, absolutely shuts down. If the Lions shut down Kyler Murray to the point where he takes the L because of it, that would make me very happy, too. So,
Me too, bud. I'm
yeah.
glad you're a supporter of the team.
Yeah, this week. Let's not get too
Every
crazy.
week.
Let's not get too crazy. Jordan, how about your
You're a fan.
matchup of the week?
My matchup of the week is going to be the man who just gnaws on kneecaps versus that auto draft scum.
Oh yes, that's a good pick.
I want to see. I really want to see. As much as I hate seeing the Cuck win, someone's got to hand this auto draft, this subhuman filth, his first loss. And I honestly think it's going to end up coming down to the Monday night game with Jacksonville and Buffalo. You're going to need probably 28 points from Josh Allen and a solid like 20 plus from ETN. And I think Allen's just going to go ahead and give you 40, and ETN's going to not do too much, but you'll have enough to win. So I'll be watching that and paying attention, obviously, because I'll be watching that Monday night game.
Yeah, that'll be. I didn't even realize that both those guys. Like, yeah, that's going to be the bulk of what I have to work with is Monday night.
Jordan,
Yeah.
for you, is this your personal toilet bowl? Because I feel like every time Sean plays Cole, it's a toilet bowl for me. Because somebody has to win, and I don't want either to win.
Is
Yeah,
the toilet bowl about who's playing, or is it about like their teams being both bad? Because either way, I mean, in
Usually,
this
it's
case,
the established worst teams playing each other.
I think that.
yeah, for
However,
me, it's just two people that I hate. I usually
yeah.
consider them.
Oh,
in the
so no
toilet
way.
bowl.
This is a toilet bowl then.
So this is both a
No,
toilet
this
bowl
is
and, in a way, in pretty much every way, this is also a predator bowl.
true.
I,
Oh
I,
wow,
that
that documentary will reveal all.
It will.
I don't know about, but I
And
wouldn't understand. I
there's
don't
some
know
sneaky
what dirt you're
things.
gonna
I
uncover
don't know
about Loesch in terms of that, but
what co-host Sean does, but there's some sneaky things that Cuck Miss Sean has been pulling behind the strings.
well,
Yeah, I'm interested to see that.
I would
Those
like to very
freak
much give.
parties.
I would like to give auto draft the shaft, for sure. So
Yeah, no, we know you want to, bud.
so that would be nice. Another Chris Godwin. Maybe give him a nice 30 from Chris. That'd be nice against Denver.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. And just so you know, this week I will not, and every week going forward, I will not be attending your post-dome party that you always throw.
Post dome party. What is that?
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah,
Jordan texted me the next day
I
that
can't
like
be at
his
this
head
anymore.
hurts. He wakes up without remembering what happened.
That's just because he
There's
blacks out from the pod.
Yeah, but there's
Organic grass-fed baby oil everywhere.
yeah, 2024 is the year all is exposed, and I can't be caught up in that.
We've said it before, Sean. You're a fan.
Hey,
I'm not a
co-host,
fan of
what's
these
your matchup of the week?
accusations. What's that?
What's your matchup of the week?
My
Excellent fucking segue, Jordan.
my match
A
up
fucking
of the
one.
week. Who I've got my eyes on has got to be, and it's between two. And I think after I buy enough time by talking like this and making my decision,
So, Jordan, the internet was out at your job today?
Yeah, it was
it's
terrible.
gonna be
I had to end up
That
coming
sucks,
home at
man.
like 10.
Saint
That's pretty good,
Camillus
though. Was the day over?
Delilis and
Well, I
the
still had to work
Hoblin
at the house.
Doblin.
Okay.
Oh, he tried to keep our attention by saying you.
Should I start JB at quarterback?
Should you start? I think you should put JG at quarterback. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm excited for this one. We got 1-1 versus 0-2, and 0-3 is a big hole to fall into, and so this is one that JB kind of needs. And he's got injuries now. CeeDee Lamb, I did not realize was questionable either. So I don't know what he's exactly going to be working with in terms of players, but I think this could be a good matchup to see how, what JB, and this is the guy who's the league winner. So, all eyes on him for how his season goes. I told him on draft night, all eyes were on him as the league winner to see how his follow-up draft was. And now, I mean, is this going to continue, especially with keepers? He's got a couple guys from last year, and what is to come of his season. And he has a couple of returning. I mean, Jerome Forty didn't even keep, but he got him back, and he's got his boy Mike Evans. This is a JB team. And
Yeah.
with Taysom Hill, like he's got his team, and right now they're in a hole, and I don't even think they're that bad of a team. So playing against you will be very interesting, especially with your new quarterback at the helm, supposedly, as long as the tinker doesn't come into play. A couple
there could
little
also
moves
be
here.
a Kyron sighting in the Lex.
That's true. That's true. A lot to change between now and then, but both dealing with injuries. JBs are still questionable. If Walker and Lamb go to doubtful, it'll be an interesting matchup of depth, which you claimed didn't matter in the first pod. But
I did. That is interesting how that works.
yeah, JB kind of called that out in the chat there. You're being punished
You
for talking
you
about how
have
depth
to
Credit to
remember, JB just got his fucking spirit animal back too. His power, his totem, Nick Chubb.
That's true.
That's got to be
That's very
just
true.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
a
This is
shot.
like
That
this
is
is
an
a JB
incredible
team.
locker room.
And he got George
Yeah.
Pickens. Like this
Yeah.
is this
I mean,
is JB's squad right here. He's owning this squad.
He just needed Kamara and Action Jackson, and he could have had the name and the full mascot squad.
Make
I
that
am a
happen
little
for him.
upset you didn't change your name, because I would have jumped on it immediately. But it is what it is. I'll take Hoblin Doblin.
Well,
hey, question: did somebody have this when I made this picture and I put it up there? I was like, somebody has had this picture before. Am I misremembering, or did I?
No, I think you're right, but
the Doblin pick?
it wasn't it. It was Pussy Glass Knees.
Was
I forget
might-
whose name that was.
that was
Brennan's.
Matt, or not Matt Brennan? That's right.
Yeah, and I think he had, but with no fantastic Photoshop job like this.
I thought he also
Well-
had like an actual picture of a knee at one point.
Yeah, he
He
did.
might have. I don't know if anyone caught it, but I had another name for about 20 minutes, and then I was like, I should probably change that.
Well, why don't we
Yo,
just
what
go to
was
the
it?
league home and we can see what it is?
Oh, can we go to the history?
Yeah, we
Or
can go.
the-
Let's see.
No, you
Transactions,
can't
see
see it.
full recent activity. Let's see.
Please don't.
Hoblin Doblin. Oh, Cups Cookin' Kitchen. Cup,
Boy.
oh, and it's K. So Cup starts with K, Cookin' starts with K, and Kitchen starts with K in this name.
As long as it
That's
doesn't show.
interesting because
Does it show
cooking
the
usually.
picture?
Usually Cookin'.
What was the photo?
No, it was kookin'. It was like I'm a kook.
Well, but
Oh,
what
got it.
my problem with this is you actually have Cook on your team, so it could have just been his last name, and you could have done a double play.
Yeah, but there were some jokes about how white my team is, so I was playing into that. I'm about to send you guys in the chat what my picture would have been. It's just Cooper Cup with a chef's hat, but then he got hurt, so I had to.
Chef's hat. Is that what you're calling that?
Is that not what that is?
Hold on, you sent it into the Harambedome chat?
No, I sent it into the chat with you, me, and Wardle.
Oh,
I guess I could send it into the. No, I'm not going to send it in the Harambe.
let's see.
That
Oh, wow,
maroon
look at his
chat
chef's
really
cap.
got you.
Look at that chef's cap on him.
Yeah, it's a chef's hat.
That's
So-
actually,
That
wow.
maroon chat has you checking your fucking P's and Q's, bud.
It's actually
Yeah,
interesting to
I
see
mean-
people getting name, like change it, because like you have Matt's, he ended up on Lions. Oh wow, okay, so
Matt went through a few. I'm
Matt
seeing here.
Matt went through a few. I think there's actually, so Lions are frauds, but Ara is God. Oh, to Lions are frauds, bunch of clowns. Lions are frauds, bunch of clowns to Lions are frauds. Okay, that's what he's changing it to. So are frauds, Goff overpaid. Yeah, he's went
There's a
through.
lot of hate behind these name changes.
Yeah,
There are.
Lions are frauds, but Ara is God. That's his first one. Yeah, there is definitely some hate. Wow.
Okay, I've got
Interesting.
this fucking Amish clan member staring at me now. I gotta get off this chat.
It's a chef's hat, dude. He's just cooking in the
Oh,
kitchen.
It's
right,
just
right,
a
right. My
chef's
bad.
hat.
My bad.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, let's.
so now that I know that picture has been used before, there might be another name change coming.
Okay.
Well, don't worry. I've got a little project cooking for you in the background. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it, but we talked about it, and it'll be done soon.
Okay.
How about we get to those free agent offer reports, because there were some interesting ads and some overspends by some dummies, and
I'm waiting for this pocket watch segment.
oh, it's coming. It's coming. I know that's
That is a good
everyone's
segment.
favorite. So on Thursday of last week,
Oh, we're going back.
yeah, we'll go
Oh,
back. We'll just do. We'll just do. I'll make it brief though. The JB ad of Deontay Johnson, Patriots defense auto draft shaft, Lions
Sean,
overpaid.
do you want to make a statement about a Thursday $6 ad? I know you had some opinions on that last year.
Was it me with the Thursday $6 ad? I thought a couple people came on and had some opinions, like
No, I
Ted.
thought it was you. It might have been Ted as well, but I thought you were someone who also
I probably
was of
did. I
the
mean,
We
mindset
have
of
to remember this conversation last year was surrounded by Watson and what he did was
yes,
constantly put money on days that he didn't need to do.
yes,
JB is somebody that has more foresight, I like to think, than a computer in a random
True.
server at ESPN's offices.
That's a good
that
point.
is true.
No, I'm not hating on JB. I mean, I think especially now with the Red Rocket at the helm, I think Deontay Johnson will be good. Not that he knew that when he picked him up, but
Yeah, with Red Rocket at the helm, that actually might make a
Oh
difference.
wait, is that actually happening?
yeah, they benched Bryce Young.
I did not see
Yeah,
that at
so
all.
that
Holy
that
shit.
ad that makes that a
Yeah,
pretty decent ad.
so I'm putting $10 on Chubb Hub at the end of this
Maybe
pod.
JB had a third eye open and he foresaw that Red Rocket was gonna take the starting job, so he picked up Johnson.
Well, I can tell you his third eye is always open, but maybe a fourth eye is what you're thinking of.
Okay.
During a few stinker tinkers, that third eye does open up.
It does. And it sees the future.
All right. Well, yeah. Watson added Patriots D, Lions are frauds added Jets D, Chase McLaughlin was
Patriots D
also
for
added.
$2 on a Thursday is
Yeah,
wild.
all this money being
From
dropped
Watson.
on a Thursday, and then I added Blake Corum and Va added Colby Parkinson, and then on the Friday there was one ad for another $1, Alexander Madison for $1. Okay. I can see $1 though. I can see $1 in the sense that like you think someone else has the same idea as you, you want to be safe. Throw $1
Even
on.
I mean, honestly, even $6. I mean, if it's under 10, I remember people were putting like $12 on a kicker on a Thursday. It's like, what? What are we doing?
Oh my gosh, this is funny. This is like the funniest ad I think I've ever seen in my life. A Saturday ad. Quinnen Johnston for
Yeah, it's
$0.
so funny. How many points did he score last week?
He
That Saturday
scored.
one.
Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh,
What
19.6.
was that, 19
Okay.
points?
Anyway,
What was that?
let's move on to Sunday ads.
No. Tell me, pal. I go to these games. All right, it's Bolt
You are a fan.
You wanted someone to root for. That makes sense.
I
a
actually
fan.
did. I have the fucking kicker, and after watching Joshua Palmer that first week, I decided Quentin Johnson's a lot more interesting.
How's the Doblin looking person?
Small, fucking small.
Really?
Yeah, short as fuck.
Well, you went up to him and called him that.
Yeah.
Hey, you short
You know that
bitch.
every game I've gone to at SoFi for the Chargers, every time on Twitter afterwards, I see 3 bloody fist fights.
I got an interesting photo from post Lions game or actually it was a video that Sean sent me.
Yeah.
It was a bloody fist fight.
2 people ended up getting killed in a shootout at the Detroit Eastern Market after the game.
That's just Detroit, though.
Oh,
True.
sure, that's just Detroit.
Yeah, I mean it is. What do you mean?
Well, let's talk about this $3 ad on Sunday for the San Francisco running back, Isaac.
Do we want to talk about it? The amount of fucking times that Shanahan says, "I don't give a fuck if you're tired, run the ball." I'm surprised CMC didn't get injured last season. all of this is just making me concerned. So I figured I'd get a handcuff for a handcuff.
Yep.
You got
I did when I saw that. I did think for a second. Oh, you got the handcuffs. I think I even messaged in the in the chat.
But like, look at
$3 for
Jordan
a
Mason,
handcuffs, handcuffs.
28 fucking handoffs, 20
Yeah,
handoffs the week after that. If he gets hurt, that's immediately going to the handoff.
that is true.
Yeah,
That is
right.
true.
You got to think about these things. That was like 6 eyes were open during that Tinker Stinker time.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, when Wendell Robinson was for $1 ad on Sunday,
I
and
believe
then
it's $1. He's a
okay,
big Pitbull fan.
$1 Robinson for $1, and then Jalen Warren added by me, dropping Blake, who I had picked up for $0 a couple days before. So
Interesting.
now,
I
Why'd you
like that
pick up?
Robinson pick though, but Warren. I feel like is a concern with how they run in that fucking team. I hate watching Najee Harris.
well,
And
you
I
had him
pray it's
last year.
Warren
You
every
had
time.
Warren.
No, I know. It's because I despise watching Najee Harris, and I think Warren's a better runner.
Yeah, he is. I don't know why they still have Najee as the main guy. Is it money? Did they pay him or something?
No, they opted out of his deal, so it's like the last year of his deal. So I think they want to run him into the ground. But also, I mean, he gets yards. He's just so fucking slow, and one of the most boring runners to watch, I think, in the NFL.
Yeah, Jalen Warren he's got moves and he can pass catch too pretty well. So
Yeah,
we'll
Who's
see.
he
We'll
got
see if it
moves
picks
like?
up. Does he got moves what?
I said, who does he have moves like?
probably like Joe
Mixon?
Biden.
Shout out.
Joe Biden.
Are we talking about this trade that happened on Saturday?
We will. First, we got to finish off these free agent reports because we got to get to the juicy. This is the day right here. We're at Wednesday. We're at today.
I don't
There
even
was a
see
Derek Carr bidding
No,
war.
wait. We skipped a man that needs health insurance at all times. He needs it right now, and his team drops him.
Wait,
Tua,
oh,
you just drop him. This man needs medical attention.
listen,
Oh,
I don't
probably
try
for
to
the
get
rest of his
emotionally
life.
connected to
We're-
my players. I don't
Oh, you're
try
looking
to.
at the transactions. Okay.
Yeah, I don't try to get emotionally connected to my players because there's no real connection there. So I don't want to be that guy that like feels like they actually like I know them, like I'm connected to them. So
You pulled that guaranteed money deal from him, and now what is he going to do for healthcare?
did he actually get the guaranteed money pulled?
I have no idea. I
Would
doubt
he?
that.
Would he? Do you think they would do that? The Dolphins? I don't want to talk too
If
much
he
regular football
retires,
because Ted will panic. But
Yeah, Ted will fucking. Dude, Ted's already pissed.
are you saying if he retires?
I'm saying yeah. If he actually says he's not playing anymore, do you think they'll pull that?
No, I think you get. Don't you get the guaranteed money, or no? Is that not?
I thought
I
some.
don't know how it fucking
you
works.
get.
This is a little too inside baseball for me and
There's
Ted
there
right
there's
now.
an injury guarantee.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
get the full guarantee, but there is injury guarantee. And if the fucking Dolphins are good people and Tua says, "Hey, Oos, I'm done, Oos," then they'll hopefully give him his full guarantee.
That'll be sad as fuck. Because I do
I
feel
don't
like
think he's done.
no, I don't think he is either, and I think people are really overblowing it. But
I agree.
that is exactly like those really bad fucking concussions he had 2 seasons ago. He had the same exact response.
No, it is. But it bothers me that everyone's like, "Oh, he needs to think about his health." Or he needs to think about the fact that he can stand to make a couple $100 million more. So, how about you let this
Yeah,
man who has come
and
back
it's
from
his choice.
exactly? How about you let this man that has dedicated his whole life to the sport fucking ball like he wants to ball? Quit telling him
If
what
it
he's
was
got to do.
Kyler, I would say retire,
Yes.
go play COD, man.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Go join fucking Optic or something. But
Go get your little G Fuel
but with
sponsorship.
Tua, the thing about the Tua injury too that just sucks is that he didn't need to do what he did.
No, no.
had
It's
the
also
first.
wild that it happened with DeMar.
That is wild.
It is wild.
Interesting how that works.
You know what's more interesting? The
What's
waiver
that?
wire Wednesday portion of this segment. Where we
So
talk
the
about
internet
the
wasn't
bidding wars?
working, so you go home.
Yeah, I go home and get this. I get a message.
Derek Carr. There was a bidding war for him where we had multiple people. We had Jordan winning the bid, $32, where he texted me and said,
That's a big fucking
He
drop,
said that it was
too.
worth it. I'll let him justify it in a
No,
second.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. But that is a pretty penny
That is a
for
pretty
a
penny.
guy who nobody looked at last year.
And
Yeah, and I
beating
think
out
he will.
justified though, because you beat me out. I put 25. Camillus put 11. Wardle put an $8 bid on, and Va put 6, and Olave Garden with a disrespectful 5.
Olave's playing smart. He's playing the numbers.
So I think he
Yeah,
just wants
he
to have his
is.
hand in every bidding war, so his name's mentioned for airtime. I
I
think that's
respect
pretty
that.
much what it is. But
I'll say I did message you and I said if you wanted Carr, you'd have to bid $35. I remember telling you that. So it's not like I'm giving you false numbers here, bud.
I think you are giving
You
me
talking to
false
me,
numbers.
or is there?
No,
Are
he's
you
talking to me.
talking
No,
about
I'm talking to
collusion?
Sean.
He said it's going to
So
cost.
there's
Yeah, he did say
collusion
35 at least.
between
Yep.
the main opponent of the commish and the cuckmish.
He told me the
is what
KC
I'm
running
hearing
back
right
was going
now.
to cost me 40 though in the next text.
Well, he would have.
He almost did.
Let's see. Let's see. The Braylon Allen. So I added Braylon Allen for $23 in a bidding war with Watson. Watson put down 10. So clearly, if the computer only thinks the value is 10, then I overbid. But I don't. I don't even know what I'm thinking here. My running backs are not great, but he seemed like he had usage, and if he keeps balling, then maybe they'll give him more repetition. And if something happens to Brees, he definitely could be a shining player. So $23 on a cuff, on someone else's cuff, is kind of rough. But I'm also in a spot where my second running back is Zamir White. So now that Pacheco's down, so I just got to do what I got to do. And Braylon Allen, I think, is getting touches, getting touchdowns, and will have the backfield to himself if something happens to Brees. So there you go, 23.
Have you heard the
It's
talk
not
about
the
him?
worst. It's not the worst pickup. It's just that fucking bidding war.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, definitely could be an overspend, but I'll still win overspend of the week. Just let's get down the segment a little bit. Carson Steele got added. I did not put it on him, but Lights Camara Action Jackson spent
Dude,
16.
the perfect snipe bid too.
And
That
yeah,
is-
16.
that is
You did. You
beautiful.
snipe bid him. You snipe outbid about Lions or
I had
frauds.
$15 to begin with as my bid, and I thought people normally like round numbers. I'm gonna go one up.
Boom. Got him.
Since
Got
that
him.
worked out.
As of recent.
Fuck that guy. Bidding
Can you
snipe.
read his name? Can you read his? I can't see my computer screen. Can you read the team name of who he beat?
I can't see it either. My screen's blank. It's blank right now. Anyway, next though. Next
Mortal
in the bidding
PC.
war. It's they probably
yeah.
can't.
Yeah, no, I can. Lions are frauds. Goff overpaid to beat my opponent this week by a buck.
Oh, I didn't even
I'm
think of
torqued.
that.
I'm
Bro,
fully torqued.
You better
And I
start
stole
that
his
man now.
handcuffs.
Yeah.
This is a team of
This is a
criminals
start-worthy guy because if you beat him
and
with that
the
guy
medical
too,
wing.
that would be great. So he's going in your flex. You better tinker a couple more times on the stinker between now and. I know you only go like once every week, but you got to fit a couple more in.
It's a monster, dude. I got to bury it in the backyard. They don't flush anymore.
Hey, can we add like some pennies that we can like imagine bidding 1501, like being that douchebag on The Price is Right bidding one.
I would have
Like,
finished
just
if I
barely
won
won.
on 1501.
So let's workshop that and consider it for next season.
Okay. Well, let's talk about overspend of the week. Hunter Henry for $12. Big spend on
Ooh.
a tight end who I'm well aware he's not going to do what he did last week every week. It's Hunter Henry. But if likely, for some reason, just falters and I can't just keep him in anymore. At that point, with what's left, I would just rather secure the one guy left on waivers at tight end who's going to give you the 15 once every month and just roll with that. And
Well, I would say you're right, but you literally dropped that guy. You let the Muth loose.
I did let the Muth loose.
He's
I don't
wrecked
trust
on the waiver wire right now.
I'm
Why would you
not.
let them-
He is Luth. He is Luth. And I think in the spirit of trying to get him, I think JB should change his name to Give Me the Muth. Gibby the Muth. And try to pick
Give
him
me
up.
the moves.
because he just traded away his tight end, so he's in need of a tight end. So Gibby the Muth would be a great way to try and get the Muth.
I will say, I don't think Hunter Henry's a terrible snag.
No, I don't.
If you peep Jacoby, he had 15 completions last week. 8 of them were caught by Hunter Henry.
Oh
So,
wow, yeah, he
it's
had
obviously
12
working for
targets.
that boy.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think Braylon Allen for 23 was way more of an overspend than
all right,
12.
fair enough. I'll win either way, but
I mean, money-wise, it even is.
Yeah.
But I
I mean, I
guess
know you
weren't
say you didn't
competing
teach
against
math,
anyone.
but come on.
well, I get my money
Yes, you weren't
back though
competing.
for every spend I get.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so I don't. It's not like I lose money. I just
Yeah,
gotta go into
yeah,
the
right.
settings and add $23 back to my thing. So
No, and we know you do it because it shows
Yeah,
up
so-
in recent activity.
yeah, exactly. So
I didn't even realize you could see people's bets. That's upsetting that y'all saw my name.
well,
I also
I bet you
had-
Matt is as upset. Matt is as upset.
Well,
With
yeah,
oh,
I
he
had-
absolutely
team
will
name
be as
4
upset.
times in a row.
That's the thing. Like I had the name for about 10 minutes. Then Matt messaged in the group me. I was like, you know what? This isn't right. I need to change this. Even though JB, for what all last season or 2 seasons ago, had
Yeah.
Gruden in clan garb. So
Oh yeah, no, it was Tucker in Clan
And no,
Gars.
in a chef's hat.
Yeah,
that's true.
it was Tucker in a chef's hat. That's who it looked like.
I think what Matt would have been offended by, which is rightly so, I think we should all be offended, is that fucking Amish beard that bitch Cooper Cup has.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's-
Don't call him a bitch, dog.
I hate that fucking beard, man.
Yeah, he needs to shave that. I watched that on Sunday Night Football when he played the Lions. Him taking off his helmet on the bench. I was like, dude, you've got to be kidding me. That thing's too big,
That
man.
Amish beard is
That
terrible.
thing's too big. Yeah.
Is it a beard when 90% of it is on his neck?
Rough.
I don't know, that's close.
Well, how about in this one, I'm actually surprised that with how much love he has for this guy, Lights Kamara Action Jackson did not get in on this bidding war.
Well,
Kareem
I-
Hunt, a $2.
Because I saw
Watson
he was
got
going
him.
to get signed to the practice squad.
Yeah.
So last time I
Yeah.
took a flyer on a practice squad running back for the Chiefs was Le'Veon Bell, and that
Ooh.
ended up with like 2 carries.
Yeah.
So he has to deal with Carson Steele, Pacheco coming back in a couple weeks, Samaje Perine, and Clyde Edwards, the Clydesdale coming back in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, the Clydesdale is one that like I'd be more interested in him long term down the road when he comes back than I would be even Steele. But yeah, Kareem Hunt
If you
doesn't.
want
You never
if you want a
know.
little
I mean,
inside,
I think Hunt would be great, but I just don't know how long it takes for
Yeah,
him to get back into, because what he was with the team last year. Who was he with? Was he back on the Browns?
I think so. Yeah, for a little bit.
yeah.
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 If you want some inside baseball on this, I think it was like I don't know if it was this morning or late last night. I changed my $5 bid to $1.
Whoa.
Oh, for
Yeah.
Cahunt?
Yeah, for Cahunt.
Interesting.
Oh, and you gave him that little snipe pork too.
I did.
Yeah, you got a snipe.
And he
But-
beat out Va.
Yeah, I was gonna
He-
say
oh.
Vaughn got sniped more because of waiver priority.
Or was that Watson using their little Watson computer self to rig it?
that's
To rig
Oh,
it?
you're right.
Damn,
You're
Vaugh,
right.
I'm sorry. Hey, yeah, that's some bullshit. Give Vaugh Kareem Hunt. Use your little commission
Yeah,
powers.
the computer doesn't need it.
That's true. We can do a vote on that though. So I'll throw that poll into afterwards. All right. So
Well, we got to vote for the team name to change to Watson, even though
that's
we've
happening.
already been calling it Watson.
No, that's
entire time.
happening. Yeah, it will.
Okay, good.
All right. So Lights Kamara Action Jackson also picked up the Seahawks D for a nice clean $2.
Overspend of the season.
Oh
I didn't pick him
shit!
God, dude.
I didn't pick him up because I got my boy, my white boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Unsuccessful.
Oh shit!
Maybe learn to read. You teach kids, right?
Damn.
Yikes.
Do you not know how to read there, pal?
Well, let's go to a
No.
player that was added then. Damian Pierce for $1. This could be added this season because if Joe Mixon is out, Damian Pierce we know is a stud, and he could start going off for 20 a game for Ted.
Do we know that? Last season he was on my bench, and he stunk on the bench. Players were saying, "Coach, he hasn't washed his shoulder pads. We don't think he's changed his jock since week 1."
Oh wow, that's
That's
sour.
That's
good
how
luck, though, right?
that's how bad he stunk. What's
That's
that?
sour.
That's just for good luck.
That's what he was telling people, but I mean, is it good luck when at halftime you got to take it off and huff it? I mean,
All right, well, how about we do what Wardle wanted us to do a few minutes ago? Let's talk trade. Let's talk trade. I have it up on the recent activity, and it's a big one. Few moving
there.
pieces
We
here.
talking trades?
We're talking trades. So, how do we feel about this trade? I'll read it off. It was JB
Hold
losing
on,
Ty
we got a
Chandler.
Saturday trade. We got a Saturday
We got a
trade.
trade
Oh,
before
okay. So
that.
we're going back. Gotcha. All right. So,
We got a little co-host collusion.
oh yeah, and we will talk about our trades. So we have Isaiah Likely and Tank Dell going to me for Tony Pollard and Evan Ingram. Thoughts, Wardle, as an unbiased party?
I think it is collusion because that trade could have been that 1 point you took over Ted. You played Tank Dell, he got 2 points, but you needed every point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think I saw collusion there.
Yep. Yeah, before I had Tank Dell, I had DK Metcalf in that spot, and I replaced him.
No way.
Yeah. So,
Really?
so I actually made it way
Did you
closer.
consider DK's feelings before you benched him, though?
Yeah, I could have actually. No, I didn't, and that's the problem. But
He's
I
throwing
could
a
have had a
fit.
nice
He is
130.
punching players in your locker room right now.
I could have had a
Yeah.
fat 130 instead of stuck with 104. So that's
Yeah.
that's nice. But yeah, I mean,
I
look
think
on
you
mine.
overpaid for Tank Dell.
I was more aiming for Isaiah Likely, Evan Ingram. I wanted to shore up my tight end position because I don't think Ingram will end up being much. Even though he was good with the Jaguars, maybe he'll come back and be decent. But Pollard, I think he's a good running back, and I think Tank Dell, if he can, show if he can get his rapport back with Stroud, because it's all Nico Collins, man. Like I was so frustrated watching that game because all Tank Dell gets are fucking end arounds now. So he got one pass. He had dropped a couple, but their chemistry's clearly off since he broke his leg. So I bank on that coming back and maybe something like I don't
It's
know.
kind of the same issue with Diggs, though. It's like an embarrassment of riches with the
Yeah.
Texans. That you
Yep.
don't know who's going to be the guy to do it.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's something that deterred me away from anyone on that team early. But Nico's clearly the guy. But Tank's
Yeah,
his
I mean
best. Tank's
Nico's
his
the
best
deep
buddy,
threat, I
man.
think, every time.
Tank's his
But
best buddy. So allegedly is his best buddy, but they're clearly got no chemistry right now. But they had no offseason together because of Tank's broken leg. So who knows?
yeah, but you
Maybe he
got to
can end
think
up
like
being decent.
secondary deep threat to Collins, and then Diggs is taking all the underneath stuff.
Yeah,
You
and
just,
I don't know.
I'm not crazy about what you gave up for it. I like Evan Ingram.
I
He's
know you
hurt.
do.
I think he comes back and becomes a little safety blanket for mane and tail
T-Law,
sponsor Trevor Lawrence.
You mean Trevor Banks
who's
Stadium?
now, yeah, I was going to say who's now the sponsor of their stadium.
Yeah.
I will
Mm.
say Sean continues his reputation as the fantasy reaper because he trades me Evan Ingram, and then Evan Ingram just happens to injure his hamstring in warm-ups.
It's interesting.
When have you
it's
ever heard anything like that?
it's unbelievable how that happens. And I don't understand. And you want a little bit of an insider scoop right now? You want some insider info? Is that, and Jordan knows this. I had a deal lined up with Dad to trade. I had a deal, and it didn't happen. So I'm comfortable talking about it. I had a deal with Dad lined up the day of the Bills Dolphins game to send him Tua to give him a Tua Hill stack and get Mark Andrews because I didn't have Likely yet to get Mark Andrews. And there were a couple other minor players involved, but those are the two main pieces of it. And
How
then
do you know so
he
far
just
in advance that this is going to happen?
I don't know. And I was literally like, you've got to be kidding me, because if that had went through, I would have just been flamed for being just the reaper. I literally texted Jordan. I'm like, I'm so happy Dad did not accept that trade, because I would have just been right. And Mark Andrews wouldn't have been worth it for the flaming that would have occurred. So yeah, that was That was crazy. That almost happened. But yeah, well, we'll have to see. But now, let's take a look at yesterday's trade, or this morning's. Today's, yeah, afternoon. You have Ty Chandler going, Ty Chandler, T. Higgins, and Brock Bowers leaving JB, and then you have Zach Charbonnet, George Pickens, JB's crack cocaine, and then Nick Chubb, his other team mascot, coming to him. So this was a mascot trade for JB.
Oh, absolutely.
What do we think about the overall deal? Because I said Tuck was fleeced. I was just kind of stirring the pot a little bit, but Tuck gets what's been a good tight end so far. And T. Higgins will be back, and we just don't know about the Bengals. I think Ty Chandler's a non-factor, just a cuff, but I I think JB getting his cuff is important. Oh, and Tuck, so it's a cuff exchange because Tuck has Aaron Jones. So I think but I think right now Charbonnet's a really good cuff to have. And I think, yeah, I guess it's not too bad. I'd say it's pretty even.
Yeah, I'd
I mean,
say
I don't hate
18.
trading away Chandler, but with how he played last game, I could see them kind of maybe giving Jones a little bit of a break and going more committee.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you got Nick Chubb coming back. You got Ford. I mean, you can transition between the two of them as they go. Hopefully, I pray Chubb is as good as he was.
Yeah, anyone know when he's supposed to come back? I don't see
He probably, I would
any
imagine
notes
he'd
here.
be back in like decent shape in terms of like back and relevant. I'd probably say week 9, 8 or 9.
It depends on when he starts playing.
I thought it
Because
was
I
week
mean,
4 when he starts playing, so I figured I'd give him a month.
oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Maybe not though.
It
That's just what I
might
thought.
might take more than a month. I'll be interested to see. I didn't
Yeah,
realize week
there's
4
no
was
even
a
like
possibility.
rumored date.
Okay, never mind then. Maybe so. I don't know. Maybe he could just be a playoff push guy. We'll
Could
see.
be.
But either way, if at worst maybe a keeper if he shows some spark at the end of the season. I don't know.
Yeah.
But JB's got him, and I think the trade is fine. And Tuck gets help at tight end because Laporta's been struggling massively. So he gets a guy who's actually been he's the number 2 tight end so far. So yeah, I think it's a pretty decent deal.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad.
Well,
Pretty
after
even.
after talking trade, we get to Wardle's favorite
Pocket
segment here, the
watch.
Pocket Watch. Pocket Watch segment for Jordan Drive.
I love the segment because this fucking stupid main host finally shuts up and we get to hear this electrifying co-host.
Well, I'll tell you what. We start with the halves, gentlemen, as we always should. They should be at the top. Follow Spike. He's sitting purdy at $100. A captain, not just a captain, but also a doctor. Not just a captain and a doctor, but also he's also got $100. Teddy, young Teddy Bridge, Senor Olave Garden. Ran out of breadsticks last week. I wasn't too happy about that. He's got
They were
$98.
not endless.
No, they weren't. Neither was that. What they also say, unlimited salad or something like that. I got
Yeah.
one salad, and then my waiter said, "Hey, you know you do have to pay at some point." I was like, "Get the fuck, get out of here." Matt,
Can't believe Olave would
Lions.
do that.
I trust me, I was upset about it. So the Lions are frauds and Goff is overpaid. That's Matt Gantier.
I
And
agree.
he's,
Oh, wait, that's his team name.
and he's sitting at
Okay.
$94. I'll tell you how I feel about that name in a few weeks if Goff continues to underperform. But as of right now, I'll say Goff is overpaid. Jay Bizzle, Saint Camillus de Lillis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Don't really care. He's got $86. Our beautiful, gracious guest who had some demands that I hope we delivered on. I hope everything was to your liking.
Better.
Okay, good. He's got $79. Watson, we're gonna skip him. Tuck, the EC, the Breezy, the beautiful cover girl. He's got $65. Sean, Senor Kneecap Biter. He's sitting at $45. And then yours truly, the Hobbling
Hoblin
Doblin,
Dublin.
Hoblin Dublin.
is hobbling along with just $10 in his pocket, shaking a can.
He does
gents.
not have a lot of money to pay those doctors.
I'm shaking a can with a few coins in it. Hopefully, someone put some quiche in there. Just a few shekels for your boy.
What a riveting segment. That's just refreshing.
All right, what now? Come on,
what's
where's the
next?
fucking energy, Sean?
Oh, you want to go to the
Where
next
do we go
segment? I
from
thought you
here?
guys were going to talk about Jordan's day for a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so our next segment,
So
look, we're
you never told me exactly what happened. You get an
Yeah,
email,
so
Jordan?
no, I get home and I get a
oh, here
message
it
on
is. Okay.
Teams. Hey, are you still in the office? I say, no, I went home because of the internet. And my coworker, she says, oh, well, I figured that. I have a tumbler for you from the I&D team.
No way.
Remind me to give it to you next time you're in the office. I said, you don't give me a tumbler when I'm there and you see me? So I had to
You
call her.
fired her, right?
Ted's pissed right now.
I wish I could have.
Ted's furious.
I
How about we go with our Snickers segment and take a look at the Watson standings. So, Jordan, how about you tell us who needs a Snicker, who's on the rise?
Remind me how to get there.
On the computer, going to standings, and then going to final
Oh,
standings up in the top right corner.
there we go. I'm used to the phone. I'm sorry. So
No, man, it's
this man,
fine.
he did eat a Snickers last week, and I guess it just didn't help him. Maybe try king size. Maybe try king size because the EC Breezy cover girl. He dropped 8 spots. He was flying high at the beginning of the season. Watson loved that man. Said, you know what, you're gonna finish number 2, and now they got him finishing last, which is just brutal.
That is rough.
Coming in at number 9, this man also dropped 3 spots, not quite as much as the Breezy, but St. Camillus de Lillis. I don't know how he's dropping so far. I guess it goes to show that starting 0-2 is detrimental, despite having a pretty decent team by what I think is a pretty decent team. Number 8 is, if I could find it. Oh, right here, biting kneecaps. He dropped. Watson had you at 7, dog. Now he's got you at 8.
I know.
You didn't
That's
cover your mouth when you ordered that Snickers, did you? You
I
got to
must
cover your
not have.
mouth.
I must not have.
that's a
They
good
can steal
point.
the sign.
That's a great
That's
point.
true. That is true.
Yeah, dude, everyone knew you were buying a Snickers. Wow, I didn't even think of that.
Everybody.
So that was 8, right? I think I'm on 7 now. Captain Dr. Vava dropping 3 spots from his preseason ranking. That's tough, Va. I'm sorry to see that. I think his team is better than 7, but I guess we'll find out. Coming in at 6th is Senor Follow Spike. He was projected to be the winner, and now Watson says, you know what? Get this man a Snickers because he dropped 5 spots, and he is 6 in the. How many players? How many teams go to the playoffs?
6.
So he barely makes the playoffs. We'll see. We'll see if that actually happens. Sitting at 5, this guy, he's steadfast. He doesn't move. He doesn't break.
He's a rock.
He's
He's
a
gathering
fucking
moss.
rock. He is gathering moss, sitting at number 5, Olave Garden. Much like those breadsticks that they claim are endless. Definitely were kind of stale. I was starting to think that those might be gathering more than just moss, some mold on them as well. I'd look in that health department's going to come. Where are we at 5? So that would mean 4 is next,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be me, because I'm one of them motherfuckers that's trending up, dog. I'd be trending up, dog. I moved up 6 spots. They thought I was gonna suck. They wrote me off. I didn't write back. So I'm at 4th. Lions are frauds and Goff is overpaid. He moved up 6 spots as well. He's at number 3. And the number 1 team in the league is Lights,
Nice.
Camara, Action Jackson.
Where's the fucking air
sorry. Whoa,
horns?
sorry.
Oh, man. Where's the production value?
Watson doubted this guy, and look, he's shitting all over Watson.
Dude, fuck Watson. Glad you skipped him.
He's giving Watson a Cincinnati sunroof.
Well, there you have it. Some men just need Snickers, and others are soaring high. So that brings us to unfortunately, our final segment of the night. I need to get like an aww.
So you didn't get the tumbler.
so
That is, yeah. I didn't get the tumbler.
so look,
But next time I see her, I'll
despite the
probably
hate
get it.
from Ted, we will carry on until
She's like,
there's
she's
more
saving
hate
one for me.
from the league.
You should just like attack that person and get a
What
tumbler.
is tearing you
Maybe
up
you get two.
inside? The shakaroni segment. Wardle, we know you love a good shakaroni, and don't pretend you don't, even after it tears you up.
I mean, it tears me up. I was in a hospital bed for 4 days, evacuated everything out of all 12 holes. They were all open, the all-seeing eyes.
And during
But
that
what's
time,
really tearing me up, just tip to taint,
here we go.
is just watching the missing Malaysian air flight logs. What's going
Yeah.
on here, man?
Yeah, thank you. You
Yep.
know what? That is
It's been a whole fucking week, and you've been strategically ignoring all these messages in the
Yep.
chat, and then you just
Oh,
drop
he
shit as
avoids
soon as somebody gets a little bit off on your team being controlled by a computer, Watson. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, then we all gotta chill. We
yeah.
all gotta
Yeah.
chill on this.
You guys need to chill
We
on
gotta
this.
chill. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
Unbelievable.
that's worthy of tearing someone up for sure. It's definitely been nagging at
I
me.
think it's starting to tear the
Y-
whole league
you
up.
know, you know what's really tearing at me too? I think he went through kind of like a lost situation where his plane crashed on some island, and we truly are dealing with just Watson. And as AI kind of becomes more powered up,
Interesting.
we're just dealing with this like kind of Skynet Terminator situation where it's now migrated over to GroupMe to respond to seventh, but not respond to the flight logs. Maybe Watson was in charge of that autopilot on the flight. We don't know.
That's a good point.
That's
But we need
Watson wants to
answers.
prove it can win the league after all this shit we've talked.
And I'm gonna win the league.
That could be
that?
Watson.
Did y'all push that?
No, I didn't.
I think that was Watson.
Whoa,
This is
that's
nuts.
that's concerning.
No, but that's a justifiable tearing you up. That really is.
That is.
And it's league related, so Ted will be okay. How about you, Jordan? What's tearing you up inside?
Well, why don't you go
Probably the
first?
fact that
Because
he didn't get that
mine's
tumbler.
not. Yeah, that is bothering me a little bit. But I'll supposedly get it next time I see her, so we'll see. Why don't you go ahead? Mine isn't league related now. I'd like for Ted to be able to turn it off after your take.
All right, yeah, because I'm gonna bother. You know, he'll turn it off before my take. So I'm gonna bother him some more by making it about not just the NFC North, not just fantasy football, but I'm gonna make it about the Detroit Lions because they're tearing me up a little bit. Not too much. It's not even the Lions. It's just Jared Goff, and he's tearing me up. It's like I didn't eat a whole shakaroni. I ate like a couple, a little bit of it, and so he's rusty, man. It's bothering me because now everyone's slinging
This is
hate
the
at
same
him.
fucking excuse you had last year.
No, listen. Everybody's throwing dirt at him. There's name
You said
changes
the
about him,
exact
saying
same
he's
word. You
overpaid.
said rusty last year. The exact same word.
What, like early in the
Didn't
season
even
or
change
something?
it up.
Jared Goof.
They send the Detroit Lions send all their fans. Here's the script to respond to questions about Jared Goff with.
Okay, here
Yes.
we
And it's
go.
like words to use. Rusty.
And
It's the
you know
same
what?
shit. They just copy and pasted last year's to this year's, changed the year, and that's it. Send it off.
And guess what? He ended up having a great year last year by the end of it. So I'll take it if that's
Oh,
what
he was just
happens. Listen, he didn't play all preseason. He just maybe he
Listen, I'm
needs a
so
couple
sick
games.
of this cuckmish fucking politic and bullshit.
Listen, I just
He is just.
and now you're
Muck
keeping Ted. Now
raking.
Ted's listening to this 2 days from now, and he's like
Pork
laughing his ass
barreling
off
piece
because
of
my
shit.
segment about football is being interrupted by freaking over here lights
By what?
Camara
By
Action
what?
Jackson.
By
So
what? No, you were gonna call me a brownie.
no.
I heard it.
No
I
chance.
heard
No
it.
chance.
I heard
0% chance.
Fucking
by this guy.
Tumblr girl all the way in North Carolina heard
0%
it.
chance. Just listen, Jared Goff, help Jordan out, shape up. We can't take losses at home to like the Bucks.
Hey, thanks, man.
It's
I like
what
this
it
take.
is. We need to start winning more games. Pick it back up, please. So I don't have to eat any more shakaroni about this issue.
That boy's
Yeah,
so rusty,
I
he's got
watched.
tetanus.
He's close to it. Anyone that catches those balls is getting tetanus. I watched a few because I obviously did some research before the draft, and the thing that drew me towards Goff was the fact that he's playing like how many games are in season 17? He's playing 15 of them in a dome. So I thought, oh, dome Goff, let's go. So far, dome Goff has let me down. So I'm hoping that that changes.
It will. It will. And it'll change from Dome Goff to Goff giving you Dome as well.
Well, hopefully, we'll see.
But before you,
If he could pass that off to his wife, I'd take that.
that's fair. That's fair. Well, what's tearing you up inside there, Jordan?
Well, I guess this is kind of fantasy related because, Sundays, as we all do, we're just dudes being guys. We sit down. Wardle goes to these games, but weeks that the Chargers aren't home, he watches these games, right? You're watching on the TV. Maybe your player's not doing that good, so you're already a little ticked off. And then it comes to the commercials, and you see these two. I can't even say the word. These two gentlemen for T-Mobile that are just making a fool of themselves, and I'm supposed to sit there and enjoy that commercial. I'm supposed to sit there and not get pissed off. I'm supposed to think, yeah, let me go side with T-Mobile after they get these two mooks from Suits to come and jump around on their commercial. I don't even know what we're advertising. I'm just looking at these guys angry the whole time because I don't know what the commercial's about.
I'm
Go
pissed
ahead.
at the whole T-Mobile fucking the Scrubs ads.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They're showing up outside of football on streaming services because I don't have that cuckmish muckrake money, that pork barrel money. I can't pay for the no ads. So I'm watching these T-Mobile ads too. I get Suits boys. I get Scrubs boys. I'm tired of it. Can't
I'm
stand
tired
it.
of it. But
It's
it
the
doesn't
new
end.
fucking Whopper Whopper.
It is. It's worse because at least the Whopper Whopper was a banger. But it doesn't stop there for me because then next commercial, I got to see this little Asian biddy lip syncing "Bulletproof" by LaRoche. Don't you dare taint that song. That song absolutely
Jam.
defined Jam. It absolutely defined my mornings in middle school. I
Fucking
think.
fat as fuck. Getting driven into middle school. God damn it, I have to go to class today. I can't believe it. And you
Thank
hear
you.
Bulletproof. And your day is just a little bit better.
Oh, dude, your day elevates. And now I got to look at this little Asian biddy lip syncing terribly as she's got a little red nose because, oh, I got allergies, but I'm bulletproof because fuck you, Allegra. I'm never going to use you. T-Mobile, fuck you. I'm not going to use you. Stop with these bad ads. Put me in charge of an ad agency. You'll rewind and watch the ads instead of watching whatever TV show you watch.
I agree.
No, that's
Wholeheartedly.
fair to be torn up about. That is. Well, hey,
That's all I got for this week.
let's give this a wrap and let's get our final words in from our guest and each of us. So Wardle, final words to the league tonight.
Overthrow the cuckmish. We're
Okay.
tired of his shit.
Okay.
All right. He's just a terrible person. Jordan, I want to hear a little bit more about your day.
Well, I'll tell you. Once after the I found out that I didn't get a tumbler. I'd say my day improved. It just went normal. I don't think it could get much worse. You know, I don't
I
think it
get
could
it.
get
That's
any
true.
worse.
That's true.
But then I was thinking, why do we drive on the parkway but park in the driveway?
Whoa,
Oh
fucking
my.
classic. And what's the deal with airplane food?
That's what I've been wondering. Jerry never answered that question.
All right. Well,
Hey, Sean, we're actually recording this podcast, right?
yeah, we are. Yeah, good one. Hey,
Okay.
Jordan, you got any last words to the league?
Everything for Harambe. I will say depth matters. Guys, make sure you got depth on your team. I think it's essential. It's a key. I respect everyone that has depth on their team. And here's to Jared Goff doing a little bit better. But as he figures things out and knocks off the rust, I'm gonna have to start Mr. Eyeliner, I think.
All right.
But yeah, good luck to everyone, I guess. Hopefully no
We got
injury.
enough injuries in this league that I might ask for the COVID IR slot to be brought back.
Yeah,
It
that's
might need to come back. Another thing that kind of tears me up, I know we're past this, but because Cup and Brown are doubtful and not necessarily ruled out, I can't.
Oh
make
yeah.
You can't add, yeah.
any ads,
That's
which
rough.
hurts. I can't put them on the IR spot, but that's just more of a qualm than it is a tear me up.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, there's a lot of injuries going around the league right now, but we all got to stay strong, use our very important depth, and hang tight. But listen, we all know, it's all for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe. Rest in peace, Harambe. And that is Raps.